Are we saying it? Hello. Hello, hello. Okay, 我哋有可能有少少技術故障. We may be experiencing a little bit of technical difficulties, so bear with us. So let me try this again. Hi there, Doris.
Hi.
Hi.
Finally.
Never guessed out, right? So
Yeah.
welcome to this show, and I'm very happy to be having you as our guest tonight. So let me just quickly introduce the show and also G100 to our audience first. Hello, everyone. This is Shirley Whing, and I am a very happy member of the incredible network of women leaders around the world called the G100 Global Networking. Now, you may wonder, what is that? So, we are a group of think tank and action oriented leaders from all fields and sections of society And we come together to promote peace, equality, and prosperity for all. And we have chapters all around the world, women joining us, and also men, male leaders joining us to promote women and all the things that we are doing to propel our society to go forward with female leadership. And education is also a big part of what we do. And we love to network with leaders from all over the world. And tonight, I am a very, very happy, lucky girl because I get to invite an idol of sorts to grace us with her presence and also explain her entrepreneurship and her leadership journey with us. But before I go on, let me quickly give you a little bit of an intro of myself. My name is Shirley, and I'm a Canfield Success Principles trainer and also a social emotional intelligence coach. And I have been advocating for mental health and speaking around the world. Thank you so much for Dr. Habina Aurora, our leader, and also trying to promote the law of attraction or whatever it is to help women believe that they can create second, third careers and happiness wherever they are. So let me give our guest a very quick introduction. Now, our guest tonight is Doris. Doris, say hi.
Hi.
Hello. Yeah, and Doris is the founder and CEO of Diamond Cap. So I'm sure she's going to explain to all of you what that is all about later on. She's a community reporter and also a social entrepreneur of Impact Revolution. I love that. She's a dreamer and also an executor. And she's a breast cancer survivor and an incredible cancer caring, giving person, a guardian angel to hundreds of thousands of disabled people in the city of Hong Kong. So, welcome, Doris.
Thank you very much, Shirley. Finally, we can talk online.
Yes, yes, yes. Now, Doris, we actually met in a society or a network, which is not unlike G100, but it's a local network, right? Called the Business Leaders Who Care. So, can you tell us a little bit about your childhood and let us know before we get into your incredible career, what kind of a girl were you?
Yeah, thank you very much, Shirley. Actually, I said I've been doing so many media interviews, newspaper or radio, TV, online, and you are the very first one to ask me about my childhood. Maybe they're not that far away to talk about myself or my history. I like this question because I always ask myself why I have my DNA for running social enterprises. I think it's a very good question now because we always said we are in the stage of impact revolution. So I think I'm one of the revolutionists that to create this impact. So the DNA is very important. Where does it come from? So my journey, since I was very young, I was a girl. I will describe myself. I'm a party animal. I like to have party. And also, I'm a fashion lover. I like different kind of fashion. I'm not that very avant-garde kind of things, but I really like to dress better, decently. Maybe because I like presentable. I like myself to be presentable, and also I think I'm a very I'm not very naughty, but I'm very active girl. I will have a lot of social gatherings, and I love Japanese cartoon. Yeah, just like many kids, in 80s that we love the Japanese cartoon. We like the
Right.
humor. Yeah,
Yeah, cartoons and animation, maybe anime, right?
yeah, yeah.
So anyone who knows anything about the Japanese pop culture, anime is bigger than life. Yeah, so you and I basically belong to the same generation, not to give our age away. Okay, so were you a single child or you had a lot of siblings, didn't you, right?
No, no, no. I have one elder brother and one younger brother. I'm in the middle. I'm the only daughter
Oh,
from my parents. But my character actually, I love fashion. I like makeup things, but still my character I think a bit boyish because it's from the very beginning. I start to learn the cycling. Now I like driving and cycling. I learned since I think I'm primary school stage
yeah.
that I like cycling already.
So beyond these objects or pieces of clothing or this sense of style that you started cultivating, what were you like as a human being though? Were you tough? Were you adventurous or what?
As I said, I was a party animal. That is the party for friends and kids and neighbors. Because my background is my mom and dad. They work long hours nearly every day. They just have around 5 days a year. To have their work holiday because they run the pork shop. They are the butchers in the wet market, so the long working hours give us a lot of space for us to run away when we don't need to go to school in the weekend. We will go to my grandparents home in Kowloon City. The home was quite big, just a small building, and they have different stories, and we can find a lot of friends there. They're all kids, so we have big group of friends. They are neighbors and their kids, and we like cycling. In the car park of that building is just like the racing games that we do with the cycling. So and even I organize a club for the cycling friends. It's called 001 bicycle club, something like that. It's
Oh
so funny.
wow.
I'm the chair lady kind of thing, and then we make some membership card. I remember so much because I like organize. I like to be a host to hold a party and then to make a club membership thing. So I think this kind of character and experience really give my DNA to run a social enterprise, starting something from zero.
I was going to say, if you show that kind of leadership or design thinking or whatever you call it, right? You were organizing, you were getting people organized and creating little organizations and what do you call it? Entities, right?
Yeah,
And managing them. That is
yeah.
a big sign that one day you're going to be a manager or some kind of a leadership position, right? In a leadership position. So, what were your teachers very traditional? Did you go to a local school? What was it like
I
for
go
your
to local school, very
husband?
local school. We call it a public housing estate school, just next to the public housing estate. We study, but I like that school actually they are very good in teaching English. So since I was very young, I like English. I studied dictionary at the time. It's a colorful one. My English teacher recommended me to buy that colorful dictionary. I love it. So just ordinary school, but we have the religious background. We have very good training on our language, and then I go to the secondary school, which is also not very premium kind of secondary school, but still the atmosphere, the culture is really nice. So until now, we have a very good relationship with our secondary school alumni and the teachers. So this is hello, and this is the background of my teenage years.
Yeah, yeah. Don't worry, I'm here. I'm just showcasing you.
Okay.
Okay, I'm here. So yeah, I echo you because I think it was a Collins dictionary, isn't it? It has like the front cover is very colorful, right?
I don't know. I don't Colin or Longman. I forgot it. I just remember there are a lot of colorful pictures and photos that to explain the vocabulary that I love.
I think it's a great point that you're making for maybe parents listening or youngsters listening because I always believe that language is a really important part for
Mm,
anybody, particularly for a wannabe leader of any kind, right, or
Mm.
entrepreneur. Because the
Mm.
ability to master vocabulary, grammar, syntax, and
Mm.
all that will allow you to be able to connect with anybody, like you have
Yes.
been doing so brilliantly, enabling you to get awards everywhere and also take your enterprise, right? And your creation, your ideas everywhere because you have such a good command of English.
Yeah, it gives me a lot of opportunities, I would say that, because if you can speak fluent English, you can get in touch with many friends out of Hong Kong. The English community actually is very powerful because we have to meet partners, funders, a lot of supporters, and especially what we're doing actually in the Western countries like US or UK, they done many decades ago that we are running the social enterprise or impact investing, that kind of thing. So they are advanced, so we need to learn from them. So we need to get in touch with them and make friends with them and learn about their experience so that we can copy on and to make it better in Hong Kong. So I think English speaking is a very basic, community communications tool for you to widen your knowledge and make your business scaling up. Everything is really related to language.
So this podcast, right, from zero to Shero, has really a major goal. Of course, we're serving the G100 global networking goal of connecting women from all over the world. But I also wanted to let all kinds of women know that just because there was a certain path from the
Mm.
beginning for us to set right our foot into, it doesn't mean that later on we cannot evolve or change our course. So in your case, you became a very successful reporter very early on, didn't you?
I don't think I'm a very successful reporter, but I think, to be honest, I like TV presentation. I remembered when at the time when I started my career as a journalist in cable TV, which is the very first 24 hours news channel in Hong Kong, because they're cable TV, not the terrestrial TV. And at the time when I just graduated in the same year when they launched, they need to hire a lot of young graduates to become a reporters, not only coming from the journalism subject and the department. And I'm lucky because we got a lot of career choice that in the news department, they need at least, let's talk about 70 reporters in different desks and in news desk, finance, sports, community. I'm the one in the community desk. Maybe because, as I said, my presentation skill is more natural. Maybe I'm not afraid of the camera, so it's quite suitable, for me to develop my career in as a TV presenter, TV journalist. So yeah, this is my luck because just that year I graduated and then the cable TV launch with a new, news channel.
So, how long were you in that industry before you discovered this mission to be a social entrepreneur?
Wow, I stayed in cable TV for 16 years. I didn't change my job. I stay in the news channel in the new TV station because I love, as I said, I love to be a presenter. I love to present what I'm thinking here, what my heart is, through the language, through the news reporting, through the film language, because we are TV journalists. So I love this process. It's quite enjoyable that you want to say something, and through your news reporting, then you can enlighten or sometimes educate people to have better understanding on the community, which is, I think I'm doing something to bridge the gap between some people, they don't have the understanding, especially for the underprivileged community. So I stayed there for quite a long time, and then I did some. I'm a revolutionist. I always have some suggestion from my boss, from my editor. Hey, we can do this, we can do this. So I did enjoy the journey that I have the freedom how to make better TV programs in the community news. And but honestly, in the long journey, it's talking about 16 years, I've been trying to see whether I have more opportunities outside cable TV. But I tried to interview, got some job interview, and I don't like the atmosphere there. I like the cable TV news department. We always said we are the happiest news department in Hong Kong. We're free, and the boss is quite, very, very humorous, sometimes give you a lot of laughing in the newsroom, and then we have the freedom to present and to think about our story ideas. That kind of atmosphere, I really love it. So I stayed there for a long time until I found that, okay, I got another mission to continue my life. I want to change my journey, from a reporter to a social entrepreneur.
Yeah, but can you unpack exactly how that transition happened?
Oh, it's because my mom, in 2006, she was diagnosed with brain cancer. Brain
Wow.
cancer, that is a tumor in the brain. Because the brain actually is our control room, right? The nerves here is controlling our limbs, everything, our talking, our language ability, everything. So the tumor is actually making her become more and more weak on the mobility on the left side. Okay, the tumor is on the left side, but the right side, okay, should be the right side. The right limbs, the arms and the legs is getting weaker and weaker, and because of the tumor here. So brain cancer, that kind of brain cancer, her kind is brain cancer is kind of it's difficult to treat. The doctor said, okay, maybe 2 or 3 years. The lifespan is not very long. So this is such a heartbreaking news for our family, because my mom and dad actually is close to their retirement age. My mom is just around 59. They plan to have the retirement about like 2 years. After 2 years, and then they can enjoy taking care of my elder brothers, daughters, and then finish their long hours work in the wet market. So we are very, very difficult to to face the reality that my mom is getting be a cancer patient and coming down in the lifespan. So it's terrible.
Right, you were devastated, weren't you?
Yeah,
So,
it's quite hopeless at that one time, because we know the brain cancer she had is she cannot treat,
mm,
become normal.
yeah, so when that happened, how how did you find the courage to, because you said you found maybe kind of like a new mission, right?
Mm.
At the time, you had to take her to a lot of maybe chemotherapy sessions, maybe to see the doctor, right?
Yeah, the first treatment she did is the operation, the surgery to cut it out, the tumor, and then because the doctor said if she got the very, very complete surgery on the brain, she will become disabled immediately. So the doctor doesn't want her to change just overnight after the surgery. So he said, "Oh, I will save a little piece of the tumor, and then he will follow up to treat with some other treatment like the radiotherapy and the chemotherapy." Okay, so the surgery first, and then get some time for her to adapt to be a disabled person to be. Is they're getting
Wow.
to a warm up kind of things, and then she'll be treated with radiotherapy and chemotherapy. Well, we know the journey is very tough, but at least mom will not be suffering from complete disability just after the first surgery. So she got some time to adapt. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, sometimes things like this happens and we have to completely re-examine how we operate as human beings, don't we, right? So, how did Diamond Cap get born out of this journey of helping mom recover?
Yeah, because my mom is in a journey of treatment, surgery, radiotherapy, chemotherapy, and then surgery. It's a long, long journey. Then I will become her caregiver, because I'm still single. I took care her and her dad in the same house, and we need to take care of her, always go to see the doctors. It's not only about the brain, different organs. In Hong Kong, we have different specialists to see different organs of our bodies, so we need to take her to see the doctors quite frequently. So that's why I need to get the day off from my cable TV dad. So thanks for my colleagues, and then they give me a lot of support at that time, because they know it's very critical for my family to overcome that period. And I always drive my little private car, and because my mom's wheelchair can be folded, and then I will drive her out to see the doctors in the hospital, in the clinics. So at that time, you have to wait for the doctors to see you for a long time, right? So you get some time, to understand what happened in the areas of the hospital and the clinics. I remember that I always, if I have, because I usually go with my dad, so my dad take care of my mom, and then I got some time to walking around to see, because my questions always in my mind, and then I will ask, okay, I got the private cars, I got the day off, and my mom's wheelchair is just fitting in my trunk of the little car. So how about the others? What are they taking? So before we have Diamond Cab, such a nice taxi that is wheelchair accessible for the passengers in the wheelchair. But how do they solve the problem? So I think that is the kind of empathy. Maybe we always call it empathy, because I feel suffering. So I'm curious how the other people suffering and how their solution is. I keep asking, what are their solutions? So that is the starting point of my so-called market research. I start to study what market research is it. Why the market, don't have this kind of services to give a better service for the wheelchair user in the clinics, in the hospital.
Right. So tell us a little bit about this beautiful, luxurious, spacious cab that we see right now.
Oh, this is the idea. Yeah, I start to have my market research, and then I found that the normal general taxi, they don't take the wheelchair user orders, so-called, or bookings, because they cannot be wheelchair accessible, or they do it, but very, very dangerously, or very, very unwillingly to do it. Okay, it's not professional. And then the other kind of service is a kind of van, go
Van,
kind of things. They have
minivans.
a minivan, the minivan type of, not minivan, it's how to call that, van that is for
Yeah,
the goods,
passenger
for
vans. Yeah.
furniture or for printer, something like that. That van
Right.
with the lifting platform that for the wheelchair user can use as a so-called wheelchair accessible. But actually, they're van. They're not taxi. They are not hire car or any legal business, for the passengers. So I know that, that is the market. That is market research, part of my market research. That is the van taking care of those people, but the van is illegal. So I got a name card from these van operators. The name card on it, they will say, okay, we can take the printer, take the machine, take everything, bucket, and elderly with disability.
No
When
way.
I saw this promotion name card, I really got heartbroken and really getting wet
Wow.
in my eyes, because why in Hong Kong we are still, until today we are still a kind of Asian city or international city, but why we have to suffer from this? It's very unfair. And as a caregiver, I got some money. I'm not very rich, but I got some more money, like a few $100s. I want to buy the service for my mom to have better caring during their journey, because she's disabled already. So why can't have the quality service for her? I can pay a little bit, several $100 is okay for me. So I keep studying, and then I know, that is the big gap, because the existing taxi operator, they don't have the knowledge how to make this happen. They have the resources, that is the taxi license, $1 million taxi license, but they don't have the knowledge how to reach the demand of the passengers on this kind of wheelchair accessible service, be more sustainable. So I am the one to bridge them up. I married taxi industry and aging care industry in my company
Mm.
to make it happen.
Yeah, I love that. And as we know, the whole entire world's population is aging. It will
Mm-hmm.
only get, we're all getting older and older and older. And so the kind of entrepreneurship that you embarked into or onto is such a big value for not only the disabled, but the people who are taking care of the
Yeah.
disabled.
The caregiver loves me because I'm a caregiver. I designed diamond cap in the angle as a caregiver. So my operation, logistic, everything is even, this big cap is really, really nice. It's very difficult for us to import to Hong Kong, but we overcome it. Talking about 12, 13 years ago. And not only transporting to going to see the doctors, I like to transport them to go to play, because this is my caregiving experience for my mom. I like her smiling in the wheelchair when I took her to go shopping, to see different beautiful scenery, different visiting different tourist sites. She loves it. So I like to copy my caregiving experience for my passengers, especially for the elderly. Taking a chance to have the matcha ice cream is so sweet for the elderly. They miss them so much especially for those living in the nursing homes or elderly homes. Their routine, the diets, the menu, in the homes is quite restricted. It's not that free for them to have the ice cream. So I love these activities. We call it diamond leisure. Diamond
Oh,
leisure.
wow. I love that. I love that. Diamond leisure. This is so important because we age, right? But
Mm,
it should not, the aging part shouldn't really undermine our quality of life, right?
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. You
why
call it
why
what?
we everybody, oh, I age, I a bit nervous and query, what can I live independently? Okay, so if that kind of scary feelings, that I can start to cultivate the culture that, okay, even your age, yes, you can have diamond lifestyle. Even you are in the wheelchair, take the diamond cap, you can go to the beach and enjoy the fun there with your friends and families. So we don't need to afraid of the aging, right? So if we have this service already standby, we have the transportation, we have the leisure, we have different lifestyles supporting you. So even you are in the wheelchair, you keep the same quality of life. Well, why do you need to be scared about your age, every day?
I just, this is one of the reasons why when I first knew about you or met you in our network, I was like, wow. I mean, what you do is so unique. Of course, from my understanding through knowing you, I know that Diamond Cap is not the only operator
Mm,
of disabled caps, but the way you have been able to use your social capital and also your expertise in writing, because you're such a great writer and reporter, you were able to get a lot of interviews and buzz, right? And it is so important, like the way I was introducing you to the G100 network and other women I know. It is one thing to have a great idea or
mm.
even a great service or product. But it's quite another animal to actually get that known and branded.
I'm
And in
crazy.
the shortest amount of time, letting people know the value of it, the uniqueness of it. And you have been doing such a great job. So do you have any tips to share with us?
Oh, tips. First of all, yeah, let the kids start to study the vocabulary, study the dictionary. Where you have to learn a lot of vocabulary to express yourself, especially for those social entrepreneurs, because we need to lobby the people. Hey, this is very important. Now I'm not aged, but after 10 years, 12 years, who knows? Maybe everyone have a chance to need a wheelchair. So you have to prepare for what will going to happen in the coming decades. So as a social entrepreneur, we always need to lobby people. Hey, come together, let's do it. So a lot of lobbying, that we need a very good kind of a presentation. You need a lot of vocabulary. You need a lot of knowledge how to engage people different backgrounds, different walks of life. So I think starting from when you're a kid or even you're an adult, okay, you can start learning more how to speak better, how to talk to the people better with more language and more confidence, and also more, persuasive. You have to be persuasive. Hey, look, so happy they are in the wheelchair, just going to the beach, eating the ice cream. And also you have to visualize your mission, and what you're thinking here is not visual, okay, it's in your brain only, but you have to visualize. So I always like to take a photo. This diamond share, the donor don't ask me to do. You take the photo, it's all designed by me. You have to take the photo with the cap, like potential. I always said, who advertise on my cap, they will keep to have the advertising, repeat advertising, because I keep talking about the stories. So they have the backdrop, to keep advertising. They stopped for a long time, but still they can have the advertising. So you need to grab a lot of resources to make diamond cap. For me, is to make diamond cap happen. And then once you got this power, and you will find that it's just like an endless interviews and endless sharing. I can tell you, just recently, I've done another radio interview in RTHK, and because they can put online. And after listening to the video, that in Sweden, okay, there's a lady, it's a Hong Kong lady in Sweden. After she listened to my radio sharing, and then she said, "Oh, I love diamond cap. Maybe I can make it happen in Sweden." And then she emailed me, "Hey, Doris, I want to know you. Can I get more support from you?" Then I've been doing online. It's so convenient now, and then we can do the online meeting immediately, and then we share our dream. I love her dedication. I really hope she, can make it happen. I will fully support her, and then I can make Diamond Cap Sweden. They're so excited.
Yeah, so with a network like the G100, it is so accessible to connect with women, outstanding women, and or maybe even male. Like when I started this whole thing about equality or gender promotion. Is not just a female thing, but it's the entire world. Every possible party, right? Stakeholder has to put in the effort and the dedication, just like you have with your service to the disabled. So, do you have any vision for the next 5 years, for example?
Oh, what I'm doing now, actually, the lady in Sweden is the Diamond Cap 3.0 stage. What I'm doing is Diamond Cap 2.0, because I just luckily, I should have got a funding from the government that I can make the simulator and the training course for the new generation of Diamond Cap drivers. Firstly, because our drivers, actually, they drive for over the volunteering drivers drive for over 12 years, and they're getting aged. Also, they're aging, right? They're getting aged, and maybe in 5 years or 10 years, this best experienced diamond driver will be retired, and their driving skill, I always describe, is a kind of a driving with empathy. It's very, very precious and priceless kind of a driving skill, because starting from day one, they know that their passenger at the back is vulnerable. They're in the wheelchair, maybe 90 years old, 100 years old. So you have to drive very, very carefully with empathy. Okay. So how these kind of attitudes, skills, and experience I can transform for the next generation. Now, when we train the new driver, we just have the verbal communication. It can be vary from different drivers to different drivers. So I'm thinking, when I learn to drive, I always go to the game center to play the simulator, car racing simulator. And I love that kind of feeling that is really simulating how I can, control the wheel, control the brakes. So I think, maybe I copy this experience to make a simulator to drive Diamond Cap, so the people can, the trainee, the new generation of drivers can have the same experience what our volunteering drivers have. We make it more scientific, more systematic, and also with the technology, AI, machine learning, that kind of things, that I can tune the people, the new generation of Diamond Cap drivers be more, can simulate what we have done in the past decade. So I think it's a great great idea. Then I can keep testing. And then I got some funders, they show, okay, I can give you small amount of money to make the 3D modeling first, and then I can apply for the funding to have bigger budget, and I can make it happen. That is a software and also as hardware. Then we make up as a simulator, and then we can have the new training course for our diamond cap drivers. That is a 24 hours training course, starting from talking about the mission and also the landscape of aging care business, and to the real wheelchair boarding in the real diamond cap, and the self-employment knowledge as a taxi driver, and then also the simulator theory and practice. So this is the 24 hours training course that we really launched in Hong Kong for the first time, or maybe for the world, because we are so experienced to run the taxi business in the wheelchair. So we are the very first one to provide this professional training.
Wow, that is extraordinary. I think it's very smart because I mean, for the pilots, they have been using simulators for years and years. And now with VR and AR, you can easily combine that technology. And like you
Yeah.
so eloquently put it, it's just like, us, right? Trying to breed new generation female leaders, right? The education and the continuity part is very important. So now you are managing, how many users do you have right now in Hong Kong?
You mean wheelchair users
Yeah,
in Hong Kong?
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
we always, it is not exact number because you don't need to register in the government that you are in the wheelchair. But we always estimate that around 70,000 demands on the point-to-point transportation in the community of the chronic and disabled patients community. It's talking about 70,000 demand at least. So it's a big number because comparing the taxi, we just have around 100, including diamond cap. Diamond is really small, but we have some peers, competitor, also our industry friends, and they just around 100 for point to point. Okay, but we have bus, we have MTR is also wheelchair accessible, but not that point to point convenient for the passengers. So always said there's a big gap. Okay, especially when we are talking about aging, that means the number is keep growing. If our human capital and the number of the which accessible taxi is not going in the same proportion, that a big gap will be happening, and then people cannot book diamond cab. Sometimes I always got complaint, I cannot book diamond cab. It's so difficult to book. I said I need to train more drivers, and also I need to get more diamond cab imported. We plan to have the hybrid one coming to Hong Kong as a new model of diamond cap, but we're still in the type approval process in the government department.
This is not something that can be like automated because we're talking about these driverless cars, right? I don't think what you're doing, this particular caring for the disabled, can be automated that soon.
No.
What do you?
They are already disabled, and then the caregiver, maybe it's talking about 80 years old taking care of 100 years old. Maybe, actually we
Mhm.
have some 180 years old caregiver calling us in the call center. I want to book diamond care for my parents. They are in 100 years old. That is aging. So how you can, ask the caregiver to do the automation by themselves. It's all about human touch. Okay. And
Mm,
I don't see that in the coming decade that we can have auto driving for these kind of wheelchair accessible service in transportation.
right. Now you are doing real good for Hong Kong and for the world because you are taking your technology and also your vision across different borders, right? So how do you deal with, I mean, you deal with a lot, right? As an entrepreneur, and then you have your mother to take care of. What do you do to get these stressed or to zen out and, things like that?
Oh, this is a big lesson for me. Actually, I got breast cancer, not brain cancer, breast cancer in 2017, around 6 to 7 years ago. I was diagnosed. Actually, it's quite serious. It's stage 3. Luckily, it's not a stage 4. Stage 4 means out of the breast, and you have different organs already got cancer cells. I was just stopped here in the lymph nodes. Um, oh, I nearly die actually. I
Wow.
need, if I don't have proper treatment, I don't have catch a timing to stop the cancer cells to grow over my
Right.
body.
Do you
So this is a
matter of
big lesson for
yeah?
me.
Do you
Um,
genes or it was stress? What do you think it caused
it
it?
must be stress. It must be unhappiness. Diamond Cap is so glamorous. Wow, very big name. Very famous also enterprise. So glamorous. On the outside, but people don't know. Actually, today is different. It's talking about 99, nearly 10 o'clock, but we are doing very casual interview. But before I diagnose breast cancer, actually, maybe I'm doing in the office to asking for sponsorship by email, blah, blah, blah. Still, I need to do this kind of work today, but I got a better team. I got my a new shareholding, partners. They have give a lot of support that I feel much better, less unhappy because I feel a bit, supportive more than before. So breast cancer actually is really related to unhappiness and also
Mm.
unspoken unhappiness. I thought I was a happy lady. I would tell people that I'm not happy, but actually, I already put it in my heart. I don't know how to speak it out. So unspoken unhappiness plus stress, that is the very detrimental, for the lady's body. Especially we are not that kind of lady. We have our doctor said if you are already got pregnancy and also breastfeeding, that means your hormones will get a long time, like maybe 1 year or at least 10 months to get rest. But our engine keep doing it. So it's become more active. So it's more dangerous for us if once we got different other reasons to cause the cancer because our engine, in our ladies' hormone, I call it is a kind of a control room is too busy, then you will have much higher risk to got breast cancer or other kind of female, cancer.
Right. There is a very high profile Ariana Huffington. I don't know if you know her.
Mm,
She was also a dynamite celebrity and reporter and all that stuff. And at some point, she also got really sick.
mm,
And she didn't die from it, but she had a real epiphany and started taking care of her mental health.
mm,
Uh, at the same time, taking care of her business because it is quite easy, right? Particularly when you're doing social good to get
mm,
sucked in, right? Like you said, hidden stress and hidden stuck emotions. So
mm,
I think you have just brought to our attention or the listeners' attention, particularly for the women, we are trying to connect with or we serve. A lot of them are type A personalities,
yeah. Rush,
go-getters.
rush, 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 rush.
Yeah, and I mean, the fact is, I mean, you
Deadline
think,
fighter.
right, you single, I'm single, but most women, a lot of women have so many pots to water. They have their families. I mean, you have your family too, but they have
Yeah,
so many young
yeah,
or
yeah, yeah.
student age kids, and particularly in a place which is so incredibly toxic as it is in Hong Kong. Hong
Mm.
Kong has dropped quite a few places in the World Happiness Index in the last year. And to be a mom, I cannot imagine myself being a mom, honestly. So, but anyway, I mean, you have brought out a very important point, and that is emotions need to move And
Mm.
I'm so happy to hear that you have gotten much better support these days. And
Still very tough, still very tough. But I know that I know how to control my emotion. And I should say that I have more sense that if my emotion is a bit down, I will get more warnings for myself. Before that, I don't get that warning. And I don't have the sense that I see really in a negative scenario. So now, and also I changed my lifestyle. Actually, recently I changed my lifestyle that I do more exercise in the morning, not at the night. Because usually I will do exercise at night after the dinner. But sometimes I find I'm lazy, then I will stuck there in the sofa and then enjoy the Netflix, whatever. So I change my habits to run a little bit exercise in the morning. I can see the beautiful sky. I can see the green leaves. Finally, it's not in the black color. So that is much better and giving much more motivation. And then my Chinese medicine doctor said, "Hey, Doris, your blood is getting better. It seems more, vibrant than before." So I think it's really good. Do more exercise in the morning and then get the nice oxygen. It's very, very good for anti-cancer training.
right, that is true. The level of oxygen. I don't even think about that, but that's a very good point. The proportion, right, of oxygen and H2O and what is it, carbon dioxide is different during different times of the
Yeah.
day, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Hmm,
Yes.
good point. I
You
am not a
just
morning
you get
person.
it. Actually, I learned from my dad. He is very hardworking exercise practitioner in every day, and he loves it. So I know why. He keep doing exercise even in a typhoon. He will go to the podium of my estate. Then he can still do. And now I learn from him. I learn from him. I know
Right.
that it's really really good.
Yeah, and that I guess that's why all these, right, ladies or gents, they go out into the courtyards in the playgrounds in the morning before everyone gets out to go to work, and they're all doing Tai Chi.
Uh, to be honest, if you have to sleep less to make the early morning, is quite stressful. So sleep enough and then go for an exercise in the morning. As a I run my own company. I got these flexible hours. Then also health management is also part of my business management. If I don't have the health, I cannot make my business. So it's a great learning for me.
Absolutely, totally. So, do you have, like, quickly, if you were to give our audience three tools,
Okay.
three masterful tools, quick ones that they can, like you said, just we call it not managing our emotions, but to actually shift and direct our emotions. So, what would you suggest?
First of all, you have to learn how to talk to yourself honestly. Sometimes you will even treat yourself that you are happy, you are okay, but actually you are not okay. I learned this in my cancer treatment. I'm not okay, but I don't know I'm not okay. So you have to talk to yourself honestly, whether you are really happy, whether you have stress, whether you're someone you don't like, and then you want to talk to him, blah, blah, blah. So you have to have your self-talk consciously. Yeah, that's very good. And the second one is you have to build your good habits persistently. No excuse, because the body is yourself, the health is yourself, the life is yourself. No one can help if you don't take your step out of your home, run or do some different exercise, tai chi, whatever. So you have to keep the persistent habit. I just I read the story in Facebook of one of my friends. He nearly go to the diabetes patient, and luckily, his body check, everything, grab him back to the normal life, and then give up all the cokes, all the sweet things, and then, you have to persist. You have the persistence to have the courage to rebuild your life. Okay, very important. And the third one is just get more friends and families to share your happiness and unhappiness. You cannot just talk to yourself and talk to the wall. You cannot do it. You have to have your social life. You have to build up your real friends and family, and then maybe even the teacher, they retire and there's so, so much time for you to, get a tea with them. Just go out and talk to the people, and you have much, much more inspiration. Don't trap yourself in the home.
Yes, that's true. Yeah. Not socializing and being connected. That is one of the number one killers. Loneliness, right? That disconnection.
Mm.
Wow. I feel like we can do another 10 interviews and
No.
you will have nonstop outpour of wisdom. But time is cutting close to the end. So, do you have any music? Like, I'm a big music person.
Mm.
Just today, when I was like, really working very hard, when I went down the street to get something for a little snack for myself, I just crank up, these jazz music to lighten myself. Do you have a favorite song that you listen to pump yourself
I
up?
have many I have many favorite songs, but recently, when because I like to make the reels in the Facebook, sometimes they will pop up some music for me to match that. When I make the reels for my media interview recently in Mariah Carey, then I found a very nice song that is called "Follow Your Dream" by Serene Regis. You can find it
Mm,
out. Follow Your Dreams in Apple
okay.
Music. I download it immediately, and now it is my first song in my playlist. And then every time when I start my morning, I will listen first. Follow Your Dream.
Okay, I would take a listen to that. It sounds really good.
It's
What
really
an
good.
inspiring title. And do you have any inspirational quotes sometimes you just go to perk yourself up or to give a really nice injection of energy and support for your team?
Oh, I will always say, everyone, my team, my friends, my family, don't have the regrets in your life. People ask me, if you don't make diamond cake happen, what will be your life is. I would say I will be very regretful in my life, because I promised my mom I will make it happen. It carries her spirit. She's a very kind person. She loves to help the underprivileged, help the poor people. I just keep her spirit in diamond cap. I really hope to scale up to help much, much more people like her.
Yeah, I am sure you're going to continue to serve many, many people. And we will love to have you come back and join our G100 network and make more impact around the world and let more sisters and brothers join you in your effort. Because I think, we have a common friend, right, who is also
Mm,
disabled. That is such an underserved and neglected section of the world population,
mm. Because
right?
it's still niche, okay? It's still niche, so-called niche market. But because of aging population, the demand is growing, growing, and it cannot be turning back. It's just going on that way. So we need to learn much, much more how to make a better quality of, barrier-free life. I always describe it.
Barrier-free life and diamond leisure.
And diamond wish a lot of diamond things. And
Yeah,
driving with empathy, these kind of wordings. That is
yeah.
my mission.
Diamond worthy empathy. Okay,
Okay,
wow, this
thank you
has
very
been
much.
a diamond worthy hour. It goes by way, way, way too fast. And I am just so grateful to get this precious hour because I know you are very hot potato. So I look forward to getting to know you even more as we keep interacting in our networks and let more people know about your incredible work and your service to humanity. So thank you again, and thank you to those who are tuning in or maybe will be tuning in as the show reruns. So
Thank you,
I
Shirley.
Doris has given us a very great little nugget of thought to go into the night with, or go into the morning wherever you are in the world.
Mhm.
Live a life with no regrets. So thank you again, my dear. So have a great evening, and I will see you soon. Ciao.
Bye. Thank you very much,
Bye
Shirley.
bye. Take care, everyone. Bye.